ये वाला ना?
PFMS।
ये तो 19 वाला है, 19 तारीख को।
हाँ वही है,
हैं?
मैंने कॉपी किया है।
अच्छा, कॉपी किया है आपने?
हाँ स्टार्ट कीजिए। हाँ यही है, स्टार्ट करिए।
ओ,
एक मिनट।
अरे मैं पॉइंट लगा दी, इससे आवाज नहीं आ रहा है। तो बात
अच्छा कुछ नहीं आया इसमें।
नहीं आ रहा।
Okay, so this presentation is going to be mostly a demonstration of the PFMS portal and how the bills move from one user account to another user account till final payment. What is PFMS? Full. Right. Now PFMS has integrated into evolved into government integrated finance management system. If you type the old PFMS URL, it will not work. Now it is GIFMS. You've seen that? So that is Government Integrated Financial Management System. It has evolved out of the PFMS system. Earlier PFMS was only moving a bill, making the payment and recording. Now with central government transferring a lot of funds to states, you can actually track with government integrated financial management through the from the treasury, the movement to the departmental single nodal agency, from the single nodal agency to various implementation agencies. So whatever funds the government is providing to other states, all those funds can be tracked up to implementing level. So that is now GIFMS. I've just included one PIB release date of 2017 where it was initially proposed, and now we have got it just last year. So we'll see the hierarchy of accounts management in PFMS. There is a principal accounts office, and every ministry has one principal accounts office which is headed by a controller of accounts, and each principal accounts office has various PAOs under them. CWC has one PAO, Brahmaputra board has one PAO, and CWPRS has one PAO. Now each PO has a CDDO, that is a check drawing and disbursing officer, or a DDO. Now a check drawing and disbursement officer is like a representative of a PAO in another place. For example, I will take the example of CWC. A PO for CWC is in Delhi, and PO has its bank, like whatever receipts come in the form of cash or check or DDs, PO will deposit into its bank. Now if it has to cover all over India, the PO will have its representative in various locations. So in CWC, the executive engineer acts on behalf of the PO as a check drawing and disbursing officer. So he has his bank account, to which he is the signatory. Okay, so that's why it's called check drawing and disbursing officer, and he will make the final payment. Like how PO makes the final payment to the vendor, the CDDO will make the final payment to the vendor. DDO on the other hand, each office, like Central Water Commission will have various offices. There will be an accounts office, there will be various chief engineer offices, there will be different wings. So each office can have its own DDO, and those DDOs will be linked to the PAO. Those DDOs will not have bank accounts to them. They will work under the PAO. Like how the DDO works under the PAO, under the CDDO you have various NCDDOs. Like the executive engineer, he can be the DDO for his division, and also he can have other offices. He can have directorates or circle offices which will have their DDOs, and their DDOs will pass their bill to him for him to make the final payment. Okay, so the check drawing disbursing officer has non-check drawing disbursing officers attached to them. Now all of them, they have got PD makers and PD checkers, or basically the accounts system under each DDO, and there's a PD and DDO maker. And at the bottom level we have the claimants, which are not shown over here. Who is a claimant? Any government employee who is registered with PFMS. He can generate a claim on PFMS. So I am a claimant, you are a claimant, the DDO himself can be a claimant. The PAO himself can be a claimant. So at the base is the claimant level, which covers all the government employees. And the flow in PFMS is from bottom to top. So if you talk about the flow in PFMS, it will go from the maker to checker. From there it will go to the DDO checker, and DDO checker to the CDDO or DDO, and CDDO will make the final payment, and the DDO attached to a PAO will send it to the PAO, and the PAO will make the final payment.
This diagram will be the same for autonomous bodies?
Similar. It may have different names, but it is a similar architecture.
PAO and the DDO is in with the ministry.
For which body you are talking about? So where is your PO sitting?
PAO is ministry, na?
Ministry has PRAO, the Principal Accounts Office.
DDO हम लोग का काम करते हैं. SO ministry.
Who makes the final payment?
He makes it.
नहीं मतलब so on PFMS do you do digital sign batch?
Yes.
Digital sign batch. Then it goes to the bank, and bank से payment होता है. Okay, so you are a CDDO or you are a PAO? हाँ.
ये जनरेट करता है.
हाँ.
चेक करते हैं.
Correct.
बैच
बैच बना के फाइनल पेमेंट के लिए आप. ओके 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 ओके. तो जो भी ये प्रोफेशनल टैक्स है, वॉट एवर चेक्स जनरेटेड, जो भी चेक्स जमा करना है, आपके पास बैंक अकाउंट है, बैंक अकाउंट भी है ना, तो यू आर अ PAO, बेसिकली यू आर अ PAO और अ CDDO. यू आर आइदर अ PAO और अ CDDO. अभी आप बताइए आप क्या हैं? फिर आप
ऑफिस में इतना आदमी नहीं है, तो हमको ही सब बना के रखना.
नहीं, फिर आप मंथली रिकंसिलिएशन करते होंगे. हाँ, तो आप किसको भेजते हैं? मिनिस्ट्री में किसको?
सर मंथली जो हम लोग प्रोग्रेसिव फाइनेंशियल प्रोग्रेस स्टेटमेंट बना के भेजते हैं.
हाँ.
वो हम लोग डेप्यूटी
मिनिस्ट्री में डेप्टी कंट्रोलर ऑफ अकाउंट्स.
डेप्यूटी कमिश्नर वो लोग ये ऑफिस में सबमिट करते हैं.
तो वो PRAO को सबमिट करते होंगे. सो बेसिकली यू आर दी PAO फॉर ब्रह्मपुत्र बोर्ड. आप PAO हैं, यू आर दी पे एंड अकाउंट्स ऑफिस, because you are doing the final payment, and you are not a C. Do you have other DDOs under you? No. Okay. So you are the PAO. ठीक है. So basically आपका रोल यही है. ये जरूरी नहीं होना चाहिए, चेकर से सीधा PAO जा सकता है. This is only in case.
तो नहीं है सर, सेटल तो नहीं सेटल हो गया।
नहीं, चेकर वो आदमी की कमी की वजह से ना, बट चेकर का एक अलग आईडी होगा, वो आपका एक्सेस होगा आपको, बट आईडी अलग है. सो फ्लो इज थ्रू चेकर. फिर चेकर से आप ही पीओ को पास करेंगे, तो आप दूसरे आईडी पीओ वाले आईडी से आप लॉग इन करेंगे.
और एक बात पूछना है, जैसे ग्रांट्स मिलते हैं, जैसे CWC में ऐसा होता है कि हम लोग का एक ही अकाउंट में पैसा ट्रांसफर होकर आ जाता है, वहीं से PFMS को पेमेंट करते हैं.
हाँ.
जैसे कल से हम सुना हो, जैसे CWC में PA का अलग है, मेडिकेल का अलग है, तो उन लोग का PFMS का थ्रू उसी हेड में ही पैसा जमा हो जाता है क्या?
करेक्ट. मतलब नहीं, उस हेड से एक्सपेंडिचर इंकर होगा. आपको बजट एलोकेट किया गया है, बजट विल बी इन वेरियस अकाउंट हेड्स, हेड वाइज बजट दिया होगा.
नहीं सर, हम लोगों का रिवर बेसिन मैनेजमेंट स्कीम के अंदर में
हाँ.
एक ही बजट हेड में पूरा का पूरा
बजट हेड का नाम क्या है?
RBM
वो स्कीम का हेड हो गया.
और दो उसके ऊपर प्रोजेक्ट हेड है, GIS जनरल, GIS सैलरीज.
हाँ, एक सैलरीज हेड हो गया. हाँ.
और एक जनरल जो वर्क्स का है.
हाँ.
ये दो में ही हम लोगों का फंड रखा है.
ओके. तो सारा जो है वर्क्स में जा रहा है.
सैलरीज के अंदर में हम लोग जो भी
हाँ.
एस्टेब्लिशमेंट एक्सपेंसेस करता है,
हाँ.
along with the salary,
Okay.
तो ऑफिस एक्सपेंसेस वगैरह वगैरह
हाँ.
सब हम लोग ये हम लोग इन हाउस आपका जो बाइफर्केशन है वो खुद करता है.
सर, जो वहाँ से हमको फंड रिसीव होता है और जो भी हम एक्सपेंडिचर करते हैं थ्रू PFMS,
हाँ.
जनरेटिंग बिल
हाँ.
PFMS, तो उसमें सिर्फ एक ही ऑप्शन हमको विजिबल होता है, वही
One head.
ओनली वन हेड, दैट इज GIS सैलरीज.
हाँ.
फिर जब वो
Only salaries head.
देन व्हाइल प्रिपेयरिंग द अकाउंट्स
हाँ.
वी बाइफरकेट द बजट.
That you are doing manual bifurcation.
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
मतलब वहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली नहीं लिखा आ रहा है कि वही है आपका ये.
नहीं, फिर ये आपको एक मेल भेजना होगा टू PRAO टू मैप द अकाउंट हेड्स.
सर, PRO मिनिस्ट्री या फिर
Ministry ही. So ministry will have to map the account heads to your DDO ID. आपका एक DDO ID होगा. It will start with what, 101 ऐसा कुछ है,
also sir,
या फिर आपका 00 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है. PO IDs will start with 00 and CDDO. हाँ.
और सर वन मोर थिंग कि हम जब हमारा PFMS में एक रिपोर्ट जनरेट होती है, रिपोर्ट में, तो जब हम रिकंसिलिएशन के लिए हम हमारे लिए अकाउंट प्रिपेयर करते टाइम उसको जब हम जनरेट करते हैं ना, तो वहाँ पे हमारा DDO एक दिखाता है, तो हमारा वहाँ पे DDO सेक्शन ऑफिसर मिनिस्ट्री का दिखाता है. यहाँ पे नहीं दिखाता है कि हमारा ही कोई बंदा दिखाया जाएगी, सीनियर अकाउंट्स ऑफिसर या अकाउंट्स ऑफिसर, वो मिनिस्ट्री का दिखाता है.
So when you generate the report on PFMS,
Yes, yes.
you go to MIS reports, no?
Yes sir.
हाँ, तो उसमें you'll have to select PAO, you'll have to select DDO, and you'll have to select. ठीक है, तो PO क्या नाम आता है?
DDO लिखा आता है वहाँ पे, वो SO दिखाता है.
दिखा दो.
मैं लॉगिन करके दिखा सकता हूँ.
ठीक है, can we take it after the session?
Yes, sir.
First I will just cover the basic flows, and then your specific queries we will take it. We'll see it online. ठीक है. So in this session we will see how the claimant processes the bill and how it goes to PD maker or maker, and then how it goes to checker, then it goes to the DDO, then DDO maker is for the EIS part, and DDO checker and DDO. So we will see some example bills. You'll see a claimant bill, a third party bill. So if the bill is to be generated for someone who is some outside vendor has given something, you want to make a payment, so directly the maker will be generating the bill. It will not be coming from the claimant. So that is a slightly different role, different process. GEM bills, you process it through GEM. Once you raise the bill from GEM, it will come to PFMS, and then the payment will be made through PFMS, and we will see the EIS module also. So this is the screenshot of the claimant. The claimant will log in with his PAN number. Have you all been registered with PFMS? So you log into PFMS with your PAN, you will get this. If you go to EIS, you will be able to see your payslip. If you go to e-claim, you will be able to generate claims. हाँ?
सर हम लोगों का PFMS जो है वो सिर्फ अकाउंट्स यूज करता है.
नहीं, वो आप यूज करते हैं, but all government employees can register with PFMS through your PAN. You can do it today itself. आप अपने PAN से आप register कर सकते हैं. Personal, this is your personal. And then since your PAN is also linked to the DDO account here. अभी सैलरी आपको PFMS के थ्रू आ रहा है, तो आपका PAN DDO में recorded है. So it will automatically be mapped to that DDO. आपको अपना पर्सनल पैन से एक PFMS अकाउंट बनाना है. You have to register with your PAN. इसमें सैलरी स्लिप भी आएगा आपका. जो DDO जनरेट करता है वो सैलरी स्लिप आपको इसमें दिख जाएगा आपके. So this is your claimant ID. So this is my PAN actually, and this is my login screen. ठीक है. So this is for getting your salary slip, and this is for your claims. So I am showing a claim bill. So if I want to generate a medical claim, first I'll have to generate claim reference number, CRN. So all of you will be claimants, so all of you will have to follow this process. ठीक है. So first you have to add yourself as a vendor. A claimant and vendor is one and the same. Basically, a claimant is the vendor within the government, and you have third-party vendors who are outside the government. So you enter the bank account details over here, and you search. It will fetch. PFMS will fetch. Even third-party vendors can be fetched just by their bank account details. So it has added the vendor name and the claim reference number has been generated. Now I'll be creating a CGHS claim. So again I go to e-claim. Go to medical and select CGHS. Then this screen opens. Then again you have to click on search vendor, add, and it comes. So in the previous screen, you fill up these details, you submit and do DSC. You can either do digital signature or you can do e-sign with Aadhaar OTP. Both options are available. Then the PD maker or the person sitting in the accounts office, he will be notified. You will, once you fill out your claim, you can take a printout, sign it and send it to the accounts office. By that he will see that a system generated claim has come to the office. So he will log into his PFMS. So this is how it looks for the maker. So when you log into your PFMS, you will be getting something like this with these options. You will be able to see e-claims, e-sanctions.
नहीं सर, e-claims नहीं आता है अभी हमारे उसमें. E-claim का कोई ऑप्शन नहीं. You go to directly to the TSA and TSA create your expenditure.
हम लोग का ई-मेलिंग सिस्टम नहीं है actually.
E-billing system का नहीं है.
अच्छा, बट ये तो मैंडेटरी कर दिया है ऑल अक्रॉस द बोर्ड, हाँ, ई-बिल सिस्टम करने का. ये कुछ दिन में ये इट इज गोइंग टू बिकम मैंडेटरी. दे स्टार्टेड इट लास्ट ईयर. Last year they said salary bills will have to be mandatory through e-bill. Now all bills are going to become mandatory e-bill. ठीक है. So हाँ, TA bill भी हो सकता है इसमें. So if you see, first option is TA bill. You have medical, and then you have under TA, if you click this, you'll be able to see TA transfer, TA tour, LTC, all those things are there.
जैसे ये भी क्लेम करना है मेरे को यहाँ पे,
हाँ,
तो फॉर्म में तो इधर ही मिल जाएगा, फॉर्मेट तो यही मिल जाएगा,
फॉर्मेट इसी में है, इसी में है. आपको पेपर पे कुछ भरने की जरूरत नहीं है.
वो भर दिया, लेकिन काउंटर्स वगैरह वो सब कैसे लगाएंगे? जैसे कोई टूर पे गया,
हाँ, नहीं, आपको अपलोड करना होगा. आपका टूर प्रोग्राम जो है, अप्रूव्ड टूर प्रोग्राम ATP, आपको स्कैन करके इस पे लगाना है. हाँ, जो आपके कंट्रोलिंग ऑफिसर का साइन होगा जिस पे, वो स्कैन करके आपको लगाना है.
बिल सेक्शन में इसको चेक कैसे करेंगे?
बिल सेक्शन में हाँ,
उनको मिलना था 100 रुपये, उसका क्लेम कर दिया 200 रुपया,
तो अकाउंट्स वाला वो रिस्ट्रिक्ट करेगा. मैं दिखाता हूँ. जो ये मेकर अकाउंट है, इसमें सेटलमेंट करने का ऑप्शन आता है. आप क्लेम को रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हैं. तो अभी मैंने एक मेडिक्लेम करके भेज दिया है, मेडिकल क्लेम. सो नाउ द अकाउंट्स ऑफिस विल लॉग इन टू द मेकर अकाउंट, PD मेकर अकाउंट, गो टू मैनेज क्लेम्स, एंड मैनेज क्लेम में एक क्लेम टाइप में मेडिकल सर्च करना है. मैंडेटरी ये मेडिकल में ही सर्च करना है. इस ड्रॉप डाउन में बाकी सारे ऑप्शंस आएंगे, बट आई हैव साइंड एंड सेंट दैट आई हैव सबमिटेड अ मेडिकल क्लेम. तो आई विल सर्च इन माय मेडिकल क्लेम्स और यहाँ पे दिख जाएगा ऑल दीज आर द मेडिकल क्लेम्स एंड दिस इज द स्टेटस. क्लेम सेटलमेंट पेंडिंग फॉर DSC, डिजिटली साइंड बाय क्लेमेंट, ये अलग अलग स्टेटस है. So digitally signed by claimant means it is the first instance that it has come to the accounts office. मतलब claimant से अभी आया है. So we will take a look at this particular bill. It has been digitally signed by claimant and it has come first into the accounts office. So when you open that, ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं जो स्कैन करके अपलोड किए गए हैं. द प्रिस्क्रिप्शन, कंसल्टेशन रिसीट, CGHS कार्ड. ये यूज करो. And then we will click on settlement. Settlement means how much you are going to admit. Claim 700 रुपए का है, आप कितना admit करेंगे. So when you click on settlement, ऐसा screen आएगा. So this is the amount claimed. OPD का 700, total 700. You will have to physically input the admissible amount in this box and then forward to the checker. Now मान लीजिए कि आपका claimant ID नहीं है, you are not registered through PFMS, you submit physically to the accounts office. Then the account will not have received a digitally signed by claimant वाला, उसको generate करना पड़ेगा. The accounts office will have to generate the claim from the maker account. ठीक है? So this is in case it does not come through the claimant, accounts will generate the claim reference number. It will add you as a vendor, like how you added yourself earlier as a vendor. Abhi accounts office will add you as a vendor. Now sometimes the maker ID may not have all the vendors in its inventory. So you have to go to user mapping, and user mapping में vendor details. You go to edit mapping and you search the vendor again by bank account. Account number डाल के search करो. And in this particular case, you can see with the same account number, I've got two vendors. ठीक है, is the same person, but there is some duplicacy. There are two vendor codes that are there. In such a case, we add both the vendors, but the CRN will only be generated against one. ठीक है. Now after adding the vendor, you give all these details, okay, and then you come to make the claim. You have to make the claim on behalf of the employee who has submitted the physical bill. So ये सारी details add करने हैं, and you will have to scan and upload those documents. Now it comes to PD checker. From the maker you forward to the checker. Checker will go manage claims. Here also you have to select medical. If it's a medical bill, you have to select medical and search. So this claim for 700, in the settlement we had put 700 and we forwarded it to PD checker. Abhi PD checker mein it's showing claim settlement pending for DSC. Now we open it by clicking there, and you come down and click on settlement. So checker will check everything, and if he is satisfied, he will accept it. He cannot make any modifications in the settlement. वो 700 का 600 या 500 नहीं कर सकता है. He can only accept or reject. So this is the view settlement. He'll click on settlement, he'll view the settlement, and he can either return to PD maker or DSC the settlement.
So PD maker he other कुछ anomaly
हाँ,
तो
PD maker को वापस करेगा. फिर से he has to revise the settlement amount. Now if there is a नहीं, ये अभी जाएगा DDO को. ये हाँ, so one DDO will have many units like this. ठीक है. So after DSC it will show claim settlement digitally signed by PD checker. Now if it is a physical bill that is submitted to the accounts office, and accounts office is generating the claim, then there is no settlement process in the third party vendor. Only if it comes through claimant, there is a settlement process. But in the third party claim, the accounts officer will physically, on paper, he will restrict the amount, and while generating the claim, he will generate the claim for only that restricted amount. Once the settlement is passed by the checker, it comes back to the PD maker. Now the PD maker has to generate a sanction for the claim. So the PD maker will first receive after settlement, okay, and the status will show received by PD maker, okay. So you click on the bill and you have to create e-sanction. Like going to e-sanction and create e-sanction. Here you will have to upload a copy of the approved note. Sometimes it requires higher authority approval for passing the bill. Some medical bills, if they are taken under emergency, it will require chief engineer approval. तो उसका copy upload करना है. Add account heads. See, when you create e-sanction, see, this is the screen you will get for adding account head details. So bill type is the grant function head and category. But since this is a medical bill, this will come by default and this cannot be changed.
सर जब ये सैंक्शन ऐड करेंगे पेड ई सैंक्शन,
हाँ
तो जो भी ये अमाउंट को ऐड करेंगे तो जिस बिल में क्लेम किया है वही अमाउंट ऐड करना होगा?
नहीं, अमाउंट ऑलरेडी वो, see, if you put an incorrect amount over here, it will give an error saying amount mismatch, because settlement जो करना था वो already हो चुका है, अभी इसमें आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं।
जो सैंक्शन ऐड करना होगा,
हाँ।
मतलब जैसे ये मेडिकल बिल है,
हाँ,
तो उसमें उसको वही टैब में क्लिक करके वही कंपोनेंट ऐड करना होगा, मेडिकल वाला।
मेडिकल वा करेक्ट। फिर वेंडर ऐड करना है, आफ्टर अकाउंट हेड वेंडर एंड देन क्रिएट सैंक्शन।
सर ये
हाँ।
ऑप्शन है कि नहीं, मान लीजिए किसी को मेडिकल बिल मिलना था 300 रुपया, गलती से उसको सेटिंग में 200 रुपया दे दिया,
हाँ
पेमेंट भी हो गया, बाद में वो आके हमको कंप्लेंट किया नहीं आपको 300 ही मिल जाता।
नहीं, करेक्ट करेक्ट, वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एरर से इट कैन बी रीप्रोसेस्ड। एक बार हुआ है, हमारे ही साथ हुआ है, तो टीए बिल में उसको कम दे दिया, बट बाद में वी रियलाइज कि हमारी गलती थी, उसको ज़्यादा मिलना था, सो वी रीप्रोसेस द बिल एंड मतलब इतना रिलीज हो गया, इतना बैलेंस रिलीज करना है, यू कैन ऑलवेज रीप्रोसेस द बिल।
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि जैसा आपने बोला कि वही कंपोनेंट ऐड करना पड़ेगा, लाइक इट्स अ मेडिकल बिल,
हाँ।
तो द मेकर विल ऐड द मेडिकल कंपोनेंट क्योंकि उसके अंदर एक बजट सैंक्शन होगा।
नहीं, the claimant has first selected medical bill, so that budget head has already been fixed,
बजट हैज ऑलरेडी
been fixed,
तो अगर
ठीक है। इसमें see, when you go to this one, this object head will be medical treatment, but the function head, for example, you may have a scheme and a non-scheme, okay. I don't know about, you are saying you have only one particular function head, no? That is R&D, RBM.
RBM and
हाँ,
the other one is installation.
okay. So no, you will have to see whether that is one scheme or both are two different schemes. So generally you will have one scheme head and one non-scheme head, and both may have medical object heads, okay. So you can select whether you want to do it under this, like this for example is the establishment head for CWC, but under a scheme also, that is in NWA we have the CWC function head, we also have the NWA function head. Under the NWA function head also we have medical, ठीक है. But we can, while adding account heads for creating sanction, we can choose which one we want to add. But since it is a medical bill which has been processed from the claimant, this will not change, this will only be medical. So one important thing is, we saw with one account number there were two vendor details, we added both, but only one vendor will show the claim reference number, ठीक है. Only one vendor will show the claim reference. You select this vendor. See, there was one vendor with this code and another vendor with another code with the same account number, but the correct one will have the claim reference number, and the other one will not have a claim reference number attached to it. Without the claim reference number, it will not proceed from here. So you create a sanction. So this is all part of creating the sanction. Check all the details and confirm. Now, once the sanction is created, it goes to the PD checker and the status shows submitted. Okay, once you submit, now you have to pass to PD checker. So there is a separate process to pass to PD checker. The sanction has been created and now you pass it to PD checker. Once it goes from the accounts office, it shows claim consumed. Irrespective of whether it has been passed or not, it will show claim consumed. Now when the PD checker opens his e-sanction, manage e-sanctions, it will show pending DSC of the PD checker. And the PD checker simply has to approve with the DSC. Once that is done, the status will show approved. Once it is approved, it goes to DDO. Now the DDO will be able to see this bill in the manage e-sanctions box. Now DDO will go to manage e-sanctions. And over here you can see that bill, it has been approved by the checker. Here the DDO will generate a bill. So each bill will have a CP number associated with it. So DDO will generate bill without deduction. Here the deduction is deduction like GST, income tax, those kind of deductions.
Sir, deduction direct PFMS में होगी?
Yes. You can.
कौन करेगा?
DDO करेगा. So DDO ही करेगा. So DDO will generate the bill. At the time of bill creation, you will get this option with deduction or without deduction. Since this is a medical bill, we don't need to add any tax or GST deduction or anything like that. ये भी दिखाऊंगा. That in this one. Now once the bill is generated, you can see the CP number is also generated and it shows pending DSC. Now you open the bill and apply DSC. Now it goes to the PO for final payment. Okay. You can see the token number is also created, the token date. Now if you have a third party bill, someone from outside, the PD maker in the account section will again initiate the bill preparation. The first step in initiating the bill preparation is generating the claim reference number. Again, you will generate claim reference number, you will search the vendor, put the account number, search and add. So it's the same process. You will create the e-claim, submit the e-claim, and it goes to the PD checker, and PD checker will go to manage e-sanctions. It is the same process, basically the same process, but the claimant stage will not come, settlement stage will not come. That's it.
So third party claim आता है in general.
हाँ.
ये तो मतलब वही हुआ जो जैन से डायरेक्ट PFMS पे आएगा या फिर ये वो क्लेम जो होता है जो ऑफलाइन सबमिट किया जाएगा?
नहीं, it can be an offline claim. Like for example, training institute में honorarium का bill है. That will not be a claimant. वो the institute will make one bill and give it to you. फिर आपको third party vendor का detail add करना है. You will have to generate the claim. ऐसा.
We generally do that actually.
हाँ. So that is the third party vendor. Or if you have claimants under you, claimants will directly submit the bill by initiating the claim reference number and it will come to you. Then you will do the settlement. So that process you have not yet started, but it can be initiated once everyone registers in PFMS, which I strongly advise because you will be able to see your salary slips also. And now going ahead, they are going to make e-bill mandatory. Maybe in 1 or 2 years, it will be e-bill mandatory throughout. And from PD checker, after it's approved, it goes to DDO. DDO will be able to see there is no There is no bill number here. So DDO will generate the bill.
So DDO will generate the bill and also DSC sign it.
DSC, yes.
Pass होके payment
It goes for payment, yes. So that's it. This is the final step. After DSC, it shows digitally signed by DDO. So we have seen the PFMS flow like this from claimant. Claimant will generate CRN. It will create the e-claim, DSC the e-claim, DSC or e-sign. If you don't have DSC, you can do e-sign with Aadhaar. And it goes to the maker. Maker will do settlement and forward to PD checker. PD checker will DSC the settlement. Then it goes back to maker. Maker has to receive and create the sanction. Then pass to the PD checker. PD checker will approve with DSC and go to DDO. DDO will generate the bill, apply DSC, and it will go to the PAO. Now we will see GEM bills. Now this is your buyer home screen. You go to dashboard and you go to all contracts. You'll see all the orders that have been placed. So generally headquarter JEs are buyers and consignees. Subdivision or site JEs may be only consignees. SDEs are mostly only buyers, and CRAC can be generated only by the consignee. Okay. Now when an order reaches this stage, order dispatched, then the seller can raise an invoice. It will show the order is dispatched. It may not have reached delivery yet, but once it is delivered to you and you confirm that you have received, then it will come up till here. But at this stage itself, you can process the payment. Okay. You may have received the order, but GEM may not reflect that it has been delivered. But once you receive the order, you can initiate the payment once this progress bar reaches till here, and this button becomes enabled. For example, this one is only up till here. It has not reached order dispatch, so this process order button is not enabled for that order. So we will see how to generate the bill. Order dispatch indicates that the items have been dispatched and invoice is generated by the seller. Process order option is enabled only after order is dispatched. So we'll click on this. This is your provisionally received certificate. Basically, the provisional receipt certificate, you will process the PRC. So when you are doing your GEM transaction, this comes, you generate PRC. You can get the invoice details. You add the GEM invoice number from the invoice details and the receipt date. This is the date recorded in the GEM system. So any date up to this date is acceptable. Beyond this date, it is up to the buyer to apply liquidity damages or delayed delivery. Seller has time up to this, and it has been delivered on 11th. Also, yes, if there are multiple items, the seller is supposed to deliver 500 and only 300 have been received. The buyer can edit the quantity over here and the bill will be prepared accordingly. So once all the details are put, the PRC is generated. Now we'll do book entry. In book entry, you'll enter the page number and the TNP register details. So you're doing book entry also on GEM. This option does not come. No, because PFMS requires you to enter the page number. Without that, you will not be able to generate the bill on. Huh? Correct. You are physically recording, no? वही पेज नंबर आपको यहाँ रिकॉर्ड करना है. एंड इवन इन PFMS, अभी आप थ्रू PFMS नहीं कर रहे हैं, बट जब ये इंटीग्रेट हो जाएगा विद PFMS, तो PFMS का और इसका पेज नंबर मैच होना है. ठीक है. And the buyer will verify with OTP and process bill. So now the PRC is generated. After generating the PRC, you will initiate the bill. So have you tried this process? No. You go to bills. On your GEM dashboard, you will see this option, bills. You can explore this. In process bills, you select you'll have to select PFMS here and select the period in which the order was placed. If you know the exact CRAC number, you can type the CRAC GEM C dash, this entire number. If you know this exact number, you can paste here and search, or you can search in the period where you place the order. All that will show up. And you click on show bills, the bottom row will show, and then you click on process bill. So this is a bill for one computer monitor. Amount is 28,439. So once you click on that process bill, you'll be able to see the complete details of the entire shipment. What was shipped, along with the quantity, everything. And then you click on submit bill. Here we are not imposing any deductions. Deductions on PFMS, they are different, and deductions on GEM are different. Deductions on GEM are like late delivery, penalties, liquidity damages. These are deductions you will impose on GEM. On PFMS, you will put deductions of TDS or income tax, like that. So you save draft bill, then you will get the option for submitting bill, and you submit bill. Now it goes to the GEM DDO portal. So from the buyer, it is submitted. Okay. It will show this status. Now the DDO will log into his GEM account. DDO also has to have the GEM account. And from the dashboard, process bills. So the GEM number is entered and searched. Then this shows up. You click on show bills. This will show up, and then you click on process bill. Then all the details will be shown, and at the bottom you have the option for editing or submitting. So we'll submit final bill, and this will also be through e-sign or DSC. So that was the GEM part. The GEM part is completed, and now it goes straight away to the DDO's PFMS page. So from GEM, it goes straight to DDO PFMS page. So in DDO, manage e-sanctions, you'll be able to see these orange colored rows are GEM bills. They come default orange color on PFMS. You go to manage e-sanctions and this will show up. So this is the bill that we have approved on GEM. Now we will generate the bill, and this time we will generate bill with deduction. So normally any product we order, we will deduct TDS. Any service we order, we will deduct TDS and income tax. TDS means GST. TDS GST. So here you have to enter the page number, what we entered on GEM. And we'll have to check these certifications and generate a bill with deduction. So in generate bill, when we are putting the deduction, we'll have to select the vendor. There will be only one vendor by default because it's already processed through GEM. The deduction type you'll have to select. So this drop down list will have a big list of deductions, and we'll have to enter the amount here. Amount will be 2% of the taxable value, not the entire amount. The entire amount is including GST. So the amount excluding GST, you take 2% on that and you deduct. You enter that value here and click on add deductions. So over here the deduction gets added, TDS GST. And this is a list of all the other deductions that are there on PFMS. Income tax contractor is one of them, which is generally deducted for a service contract. So for a computer screen, we will not deduct income tax.
So जो हम deduction यहाँ से करेंगे क्या वो directly submit हो जाएगा income tax department?
Yes.
Directly यहाँ से submit हो जाएगा.
यहाँ से submit हो जाएगा.
वो submit on the click of the payment.
You have to file. The DDO has to file income tax returns. There's a form 27Q, 24Q. वो सब भरता है यहाँ से. Accounts section से भरता होगा ना. So you will have income tax for contractor, income tax for employees, and quarterly you will have to do the filing. 24Q and 27Q. Not PFMS. You will have to log into income tax e-filing with your TAN number. You will have a TAN number. हाँ, उसी से होगा.
तो मतलब वो प्रोसेस फिर हमको ऑफलाइन मैन्युअली करना पड़ेगा.
फाइलिंग?
नहीं मतलब मेरा ये सवाल है कि जब हम यहाँ से पेमेंट करेंगे,
हमारे
पास एक ग्रॉस बिल आया, हमने यहाँ पे डिडक्शन एंटर कर दी और नेट पेमेंट वेंडर को चला गया.
करेक्ट, नेट पेमेंट वेंडर को चला गया.
तो डिडक्शन तो यहाँ पे शो कर रहे हैं, तो
करेक्ट.
वो डिडक्शन डायरेक्टली इनकम टैक्स में जमा हो जाएगा या
डायरेक्टली जमा हो जाएगा. डायरेक्टली जमा हो जाएगा. Yes. No more action through PFMS is required. You will have to do filing. Only filing is required. Filing, quarterly filing, and all these details, all these deductions that you are doing, it will automatically show on your income tax e-filing portal.
सर जेम का भी हो जाएगा.
जेम का क्या? जीएसटी का भी ऐसे. जीएसटी को भी फाइल करके वो जीएसटी बिल बनेगा. एंड जीएसटी बिल यू हैव टू पे थ्रू पीएफएमएस. जीएसटी का बिल, हाँ, एंड बिल भी जनरेट करना होगा थ्रू पीएफएमएस. यू हैव टू पे जीएसटी.
टैक्स डायरेक्ट पे हो जाएगा और जीएसटी का हमको
हाँ, जीएसटी का बिल जनरेट करना है. इनकम टैक्स का डायरेक्ट पेमेंट हो जाता है. एंड जीएसटी का बिल यू हैव टू मेक द पेमेंट बिफोर द 10th ऑफ एवरी मंथ, नहीं तो पेनल्टी लग जाता है. Professional tax, that is deducted from salaries and that goes into a suspense head. And वो आपके suspense head में रहेगा. And then you have to make payment through PFMS from that suspense head. उस head of account से payment करना. Suspense account से एक अलग bill बनेगा. You'll have to generate bill with CP number. वो आएगा. And you can make it as a check or you can make it as a direct payment to the.
Means suspense account is a commercial bank account which has to be linked with PFMS.
Suspense account is an account head for parking the fund.
Yes,
like
holding.
Like holding. Yes. Something like that. So when you make the payment of the professional tax to the state government, you will generate a bill. And when you generate bill, you saw that add account head, all those things in the PD maker. PD maker will add the account head of that suspense account. The suspense account head will be added, and then sanction generated, and then if you want to make it by check, you have to click check, or you can, if you have the account number, you just add the account number and add vendor. Okay. Now, for example, in Maharashtra state, they have started this new way of payment for professional tax. We have to register on their Maha GST portal, and they will give us a challan. We'll get a challan number, and based on that challan number, that challan will have an account number with RBI, and that account number keeps changing every month. So that account number we have to enter in PFMS and add vendor. So every month we'll have to keep adding vendor and generating the bill. So that will be a direct payment into the account. Okay. यहाँ पे प्रोफेशनल टैक्स आप कैसे भरते हैं?
हम लोग चेक भेजते हैं.
हाँ, चेक भी भेज सकते हैं. हाँ,
चेक भेजते हैं और एनेक्सर में लिस्ट ऑफ
correct. Yes. हाँ.
For a month of.
So that also you are doing it through PFMS? No.
Actually, in our.
But अभी salary जो है PFMS से बन रहा है, right? And deduction of professional tax also you're doing it on that PFMS EIS module?
Actually, deduction में हम लोगों का वो means क्या inactive आता है deduction. If we add deduction ना,
हाँ,
deduction add नहीं होता.
डिडक्शन ऐड नहीं होता है, और हम सैलरी का भी जो पेमेंट करते हैं, सैलरी डायरेक्ट वो मैन्युअली साइन होता है, उसके बाद फिर हम यहाँ पे सिर्फ पेमेंट क्रिएट करते हैं. व्हाट वी आर डूइंग ऑन PFMS इज ओनली क्रिएटिंग द पेमेंट एंड अप्रूविंग एंड कंप्लीटिंग द पेमेंट ओनली.
no, but on the EIS module, the various deductions like professional tax, income tax.
वो सर हमने ट्राई किया था, लेकिन वो जब करते थे जैसा सर ने बताया था, वो इनअवेलेबल बता देता है, या फिर आता है कि एक्सेस नहीं है, इस तरीके की चीजें आती हैं.
So जो भी PFMS related issues है ना, I'll give you an email ID. You can just note down this email ID. PAO 2000. I'll just write it down. All small letters. So this is the email ID of the person who addresses PFMS issues all across India, and very active. There are, I think, 5-6 people sitting on this email ID and constantly sorting out issues of everyone. Okay? So even the GEM related issue, you give your GEM buyer ID, primary user ID, and your DDO code, and mention that you need to get the option, your option for blocking amount is not coming on GEM. So that will also be resolved. Say DDO code is not reflecting on GEM, whatever issues you are experiencing. Okay? Even in the EIS module, so everything can go as separate emails. Each issue, one email. This is the now this is example DDO. DDO's PFMS account. See now, if you want, see now in this DDO PFMS, EIS is a separate module. It is part of the entire PFMS account of the DDO. Okay, so right now we are in the DDO account, main DDO parent account, and within that is the EIS. Okay. So we have added TDS GST. In case we have to add income tax for contractor also, we can add 2% TDS income tax, but it is not applicable for products. Now again you check all these certificates, put the page number and generate the bill. Now the status will show pending DDO DSC.
सर जो रिकवरीज होता है सैलरीज का, जैसे कि आपका लाइसेंस फी,
हाँ
हाँ,
वो सब होता है, वो EIS में ही होता है.
वो मीन सस्पेंस में लेके जाते हैं.
हाँ नहीं, लाइसेंस फी वो सब वो अलग हेड है, अलग हेड में
These amounts are not to be remitted.
नॉट टू बी रेमिटेड, वो डायरेक्टली जाता है.
These are miscellaneous income of.
Correct. They are standard heads of account into which the deducted amount goes and sits. Bas. So license fee is deducted, and then in your monthly account statement you will show the tally कि इतना license fee deduct हुआ है, इतना insurance government insurance amount deduct हुआ है, इतना GPF deduct हुआ है, or you will have different schedules. So now when it comes to doing the final DSC, you will be able to see the total bill amount and the deduction amount. You apply DSC. Now we will see the EIS module. The EIS, this is the maker account. Maker account will have the EIS module and will access it from here. Then you will get an option to go to EIS. So this is for doing the salary part. You go to payables, payable processing. You select the month and you will have different bill groups. You will have a bill group for NPS, you will have bill group for UPS, you will have bill group for GPF. I process the bill. So you click on process bill for all the bill groups. Next is view and forward payable. So these three salary bills have been created, and these are the various schedules on the left. We forward it to the checker. So one by one is this UPS we forward to checker, then GPF forward to checker, and NPS forward to checker. Now this is the checker account. In checker will again go to payables and select the month and prepare, view and confirm. All these things come automatically. Checker will have to check the date. The last working day is generally entered over here. Apply DSC. And after DSC, it will have to be verified and forwarded to PAO. One thing is that once the PAO makes the final payment of salaries, the post-paid updation and post to PBR has to be done by the checker. So you have those two options over here. One is post-paid updation and one is post to PBR. PBR is a payable register. So unless this is done, you cannot generate the bill for the next month. You have to do post to PBR. For example, prior to generation of August bill, you have to do the post to PBR of all the July payments. So you have to select one by one and do post to PBR. So this is the basics of PFMS. So any other doubts and queries? Yeah, you can show your PFMS. Yeah. इसको स्टॉप कर देना.
पे देखा।
स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग पे बंद हो गया।